Good to see you again. Happy Tuesday, 5th day of May, Cinco de Mayo. Dan Kuntz back in the saddle again. Had an unscheduled day off yesterday, but we're back today for more stuff to get your day going here. In the north central Washington region, overcast right now, 50 degrees. Had a little bit of light rain when I got up this morning. I get up at 4. Went outside to water the yard a little bit, and it was like drizzling. It's like, what's this? But we're in for some sunshine today, mild temperatures. Actually, a very pleasant day today. Big change tomorrow. It actually starts happening tonight. Tomorrow we'll have a little bit of rain in the morning and a lot of wind. Forecast details are coming up, and then we turn right around, and we're in for a beautiful weekend. We're going to see highs in the 80s coming up this weekend. Can't wait for that. So complete weather forecast details are coming up. We'll have your news, your sports, and everything else that you're used to get your day going. Of course, today is the 5th day of May, and that means phase 1 of the reopening of various things happened today. Construction activity going to be ramping up a little bit more. You'll notice that. You can go golfing today. You can go fishing today. You can go hunting today. You can visit some parks. I'm sure the golf courses will be doing crazy business today. Spiritual services, drive-in spiritual services. That'll be interesting to see how that plans out. You can buy a car today. You can buy an off-road vehicle or a boat or an RV. You can go out to the retail stores and start doing business again. That's good news. A lot of retail stores will be open again today for curbside pickup orders. So phase 1 begins today, and then phase 2, and then you know what it is. I don't have time to go through all of that stuff. But anyway, so we're turning the battleship, not a boat. It's going to take a long time to get this thing turned around, but we'll get there. Lots to get to. Let's take it around the valley with our Valley View cameras. See what we're up to today. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. How are you? I missed that view yesterday. As you can see, we have lots of clouds, but they're not going to be hanging around a great deal longer. We're going to have a mixture of clouds and sun, but the sun looks like it's going to win that tug of war. It's going to be considerably warmer, too. We only hit 65 yesterday, which was below normal. Normally, we're about 68 or 69 for this time of the year, but we'll be in the mid-70s today. Cool back down on Wednesday with all that active weather, the cold front coming in, and then we'll be in the lower 70s Thursday, upper 70s Friday, 80s on Saturday and Sunday. Gobs of gooey good sunshine. Can't wait for that. So, yeah, we have the clouds right now, but they're not going to be hanging around much longer. Sunrise this morning, by the way, at 5:37, so the sun's been up for about an hour and a half. It'll hang around until 8:19 tonight. That means 14 hours and 42 minutes of daylight. Camera 2, where are we off to? Let's pay a visit to, of course, it's Megan's choice. That looks like it's the Rock Island camera. And I am correct. Hey, Rock Island Golf Course, you'll be seeing me in the not-too-distant future. When I play golf, I prefer to walk. I think I play better when I walk. And the most walkable golf course in this area is that one. The one that you can't quite see, it's in the shadow, the Rock Island Golf Course, especially the front 9, quite walkable. The back 9, you can get a little leg weary by the time you get to 15, 16, and 17, but it's still well worth it. So good morning to our friends in Rock Island. And way off in the distance, of course, you can see Mission Ridge still hanging on to a little bit of snow. And it looks like right there that the clouds are already beginning to depart to the east of us. Camera number 3. Good shot of Monument. Yeah, and you can see again, it seems to be a little bit more blue sky out in the Columbia Basin than we have here in the Wenatchee Valley. Everybody will be having blue sky. Just have to pack a little patience. So we say good morning to our friends in Quincy. I have yet to tour the new Quincy High School. It was all set to go. I was going to go check it out and see our friends in Quincy. Wanted to see that incredible new facility, and then boom, we got the stay home, stay healthy order. So eventually I'll pop out there and do a little bit with our friends in Quincy. Camera number 4 already? Are we already up to 4? Beautiful view of, I'm guessing that's the camera up near Lake Wenatchee. Yeah, the Coles Corner camera. Thank you, Megan. Still see a little bit of snow at the very top of the mountains. Can't quite make out Lake Wenatchee or Fish Lake in the greater Coles Corner area. We are, by the way, the number 1 rated live local television show between 7 and 8 a.m. in the greater Coles Corner area. We're number 3 in the greater Winton area. We're working on that, though. We'll get better. Trust me on that. So that's a tour around the valley from Sky-Fi's Local-Tel Sky-Fi cameras. We have not 1, not 2, but 3 slides to show you. The first, all of them about what's going to come tomorrow, and it's going to be wet tomorrow. Most of the rain that we're going to see is going to be in the morning hours, and then it'll pick up and get a little windy. But tomorrow morning, we're looking at a little bit of rain. In the Wenatchee Valley, not so much. Other places are going to get more rain. We're of course, protected by the lee of the Cascades, so as this cold front begins to roll in, bands of light precipitation will spread into the Wenatchee Valley and up and down the Cascade Crest. But we're not going to get nearly as wet as some other places, but everybody needs rain, and we're going to get it tomorrow. And then it gets windy, really windy, especially tomorrow afternoon. This is your wind gust forecast. Again, not sustained winds, your wind gusts. And look at Wenatchee. Yeah, the Waterville Plateau, the greater Wenatchee area, we're talking wind gusts 40 to 45 miles an hour, a distinct possibility. And of course, you see that circle down there, the Moses Lake area. You have those recently plowed fields, nothing to hold the soil in unless they get quite a bit of rain out in the Columbia Basin. There is a small risk for blowing dust along the I-90 corridor. It's been a continuing problem in the greater Moses Lake area, so keep an eye on that. Everybody's going to be dealing with wind tomorrow, and deeper into the day, the windier it's going to get. So those are your wind gust forecasts for tomorrow. So we're getting everything. We're going to get rain, and then the rain goes away and the wind comes in, and then this system, which is packing quite a bit of punch, this cold front, flies right on out of here, and guess what we got for the weekend? Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. This is your national map from the climate folks, and we have a really good chance of being sunny and warm and dry. We're talking lower 80s on Saturday and Sunday, slightly cooler on Monday, but it'll be the warmest temperatures we've had since September. In fact, the last time we got into the 80s, and that's in the forecast for Saturday, was back on September 7th. We haven't seen 80 degrees in a long time. Seen a lot of temperatures in the 70s, haven't poked past that 80-degree mark. That looks like it's almost a certainty come Saturday and certainly on Sunday. So that's a look at some of your weather highlights from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. They give your home a hug. What does the National Weather Service say? How about sunshine today? Again, it's going to take a little while, but it'll happen. Dry, about 75 degrees. As I mentioned before, we only hit 65 yesterday, so it'll be a good 10 degrees warmer. Yesterday at this time it was 37 degrees. Right now it's 50. The clouds held the heat in. Slight chance of some light rain tonight, 52 for the overnight low. The clouds will be thickening up. We get it all on Wednesday. Tomorrow morning, lots of clouds and some morning light rain, and then sunshine for most of the rest of the day. We'll get up to about 67. Again, the big story tomorrow is going to be the wind. Very windy. It'll start out northwest wind about 9 to 19 miles an hour. In the afternoon, consistent winds, 20 to 30 miles an hour. And as you saw by that graphic we showed you, we could see the occasional gust as high as 45 miles an hour here in the Wenatchee Valley. And again, there are some areas, Badger Mountain, which is more exposed, the Stemmill Basin, Wenatchee Heights, Waterville, you're going to get winds, gusts anyway, maybe above 50 miles an hour on Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday night, clear skies, 40 for the overnight low. That's chilly. Still breezy, but it will eventually die down. We'll still have some wind right up until 10 or 11 o'clock, it looks like, on Wednesday night. Then we're done with it. The cold front flies right on out of here. Thursday, sunshine at about 70 degrees. No wind. Thursday night, overnight low, about 45. We start warming up to the upper 70s on Friday, about 77, 81 degrees. Your forecast out right now on Saturday. They're pretty confident that this is going to be a very nice and warm weekend. Again, we haven't been in the lower 80s since we hit, I think it was like 84 or 85 degrees. That was way back on September 7th. It's been a long time since we hit 80 degrees. 82 on Sunday. Gorgeous weekend. Just a few clouds, slightly cooler on Monday. So we have a little bit of everything coming our way between now and the weekend. Going to take a break at 9 minutes after the hour and come back with your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
My name is Lacey Haggerty, and I am a nurse midwife with Columbia Valley Community Health. I love all aspects of my job because it is a profession that's very committed to empowering women to make decisions in their health care that feel best for them. It's incredibly valuable to me as a midwife that I get to take care of women throughout their whole lifespan. I hope to see you at a future visit because I know you'll love having midwifery care.
Aging and Adult Care offers many in-home care options and services for seniors and family caregivers. But did you know they also offer free in-home delivered meals? Aging and Adult Care has expanded its program for home-delivered meals to help elderly and vulnerable adults at this challenging time. If you are in need of prepared meals or know someone who could benefit, call Aging and Adult Care for more information about free home-delivered meals. Call 509-886-0700.
Back out of there at about 10 minutes after the hour. We have overcast skies and 50 degrees. We're going to see quite a bit of sunshine later on today. Highs will be in the mid-70s. Morning rain Wednesday, very windy and sunny Wednesday afternoon, and then a very pleasant weekend coming our way. And we deserve it, quite frankly. Here's what's making headlines. An 18-year-old Wenatchee woman is in jail allegedly attacking another woman with a knife. This happened early on Sunday. Taylor Nicole Henderson faces possible charges of first-degree assault and possession of methamphetamine. This whole thing happened after her arrest about 1 a.m. on Sunday morning. Police say they were called for a report of a disturbance near the intersection of Peachy and Cashmere Streets. Found the victim, who's also 18, with 2 stab wounds to the leg. The stab wounds, by the way, not life-threatening. They later arrested Henderson at an apartment in the 700 block of Walker Street. She allegedly stabbed the woman during a dispute involving gang membership. The victim was treated for her injuries and released. Investigators say they may never know what started the fire that killed those horses near Royal City early on Saturday morning, 10 horses to be exact. The Grant County Fire Marshal says the cause is officially, at this point, undetermined. However, evidence at the scene suggests extension cords with power strips strung from the home to the barn may have played a role. Firefighters from the Grant County Fire Districts number 10 and 11 responded to the fire at the 12,000 block of Dodson Road Southwest about 4:30 in the morning to find the barn fully engulfed. The 4,000 square foot pole building did not have its own electricity source, according to the sheriff's office. The loss of the building estimated at $80,000. The loss of the horses have yet to be estimated. Confluence Health has put out a call for volunteers. They need masks. They need about 5,000 masks, and they'd like them sewn for patients visiting their facilities. Confluence will begin offering more services, of course, this week, including elective surgeries at Central Washington Hospital, but they require all visitors to wear a mask. The hospital has been geared up for a surge in COVID-19 patients, but is now transitioning to more normal operations. Confluence will reimburse the cost of the materials. If you want to sew masks, to drop off masks or inquire about how you go about doing it, call Confluence Health, call the Foundation at 436-6275. Well, yesterday marked the first day of the closure of the Goodwin Bridge, so the travelers in Cashmere are going to have to do without the old bridge. It's 91 years old on Cashmere's west end. It's closed for the foreseeable future. Its replacement, of course, is going to be built in the footprint of the old one. There's going to be some traffic adjustments during the next couple of weeks. You'll notice that they'll be removing some power lines. They'll be restriping the highway so people can't turn left or right. And then eventually, of course, they'll tear the old bridge down. Work is expected to run into the autumn before they close for the winter. The tab for this whole thing, about $25 million. As Washington begins reopening its state parks and lands today, the Grant County PUD said they're not quite ready to follow suit. The PUD said it's still evaluating when they will reopen their 20 recreation sites and boat launches on the Columbia River. The PUD said it's currently focused on keeping its mission-critical systems functioning and on employee health and public health. When the facilities were closed back on March 27th, the PUD said it would make its reopening decisions consistent with what the state does with its recreation sites. The Trump administration wants to open about 2 million acres across the U.S. for more hunting and fishing, and that includes a section of the Leavenworth National Fish Hatchery. The hatchery manages about 800 acres of high mountain land around Snow Lakes and Nata Lake, and those are quite a ways, as you might imagine, from the actual main headquarters, just outside of Leavenworth. Much of the federal land in the Fish and Wildlife proposal would be new hunting ground, but Leavenworth hatchery managers say their area has been open for hunting ever since it was established in 1939. The new rule would simply make that situation official. The measure is open for public comment. You can give your input by visiting the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service website. Advocates for the Wenatchee Valley's immigrant community fear that they could be left behind during the COVID-19 crisis. The group is Wenatchee for Immigrant Justice, and they've been fundraising to help local immigrant families during the pandemics. Two of its organizers joined our very own Jefferson Robbins to explain how the group is helping.
It started officially in July of 2019, and since then they have done nothing but amazing work. Some of the first projects that they did was to accompany to courts, especially in the Grant County area, since that's where a lot of detaining was happening at the time. A lot of our community immigrant neighbors, a lot of people have been laid off due to what's happening. And for a lot of our, because I mentioned they're immigrant communities, so they don't have any resources that they can seek out. I want to say, like in your case or my case, you can easily seek unemployment, go ask for any help, but our immigrant community can't do that. They are left without a job. Their childcare has become a problem since schools are shut down. They don't have the resources for childcare, so that has really impacted our immigrant community.
Elizabeth, on the student side of things, are the problems similar there since this pandemic started?
At the beginning, yes. I think schools have done their part and have really been able to like bridge the access gap at this point by providing devices like how the local school district was doing, and then also at Wenatchee Valley College where I attend, they're like offering printing access and mailing, and definitely easier than what our immigrant community may face.
So Elizabeth, among people of your age who are from immigrant families, oftentimes there's one person, the youngest person, who is kind of like an interface to the English-speaking world, who will, be at the doctor's office with the parent and so forth. Is that your experience? I mean, are you having to guide your family through health-related matters during the pandemic?
I haven't had to support anyone from my family directly, but community members who I have like a kind and open relationship with have reached out to me asking me like, hey, I want to go into the clinic. Like, do I just go in or do I have to call, or like, what's the protocol? In that sense, I think people of Hispanic origin here are definitely having to like guide their elders through this.
So our goal is to provide some financial assistance. Obviously, we can't provide, the whole everything they need, but some, enough for them to get gas, for transportation, for groceries. Like I said, many of our immigrant communities are left with unemployment, so anything little helps. So our goal is to at least put groceries on food on their table. As of right now, we have helped a total of 35 families. To each family, we give out 100 to 200, depending on the situation, family size. We're currently working with 18 different families at the moment that we should be giving extra funding today. So it's just helping putting groceries, gas, paying any cell phone bills, anything they need.
Thank you for that report, Jefferson. We appreciate it. And finally, this morning, some good news for you fans of Slide Waters up there at Lake Chelan. They say, the owners do, they hope to reopen Slide Waters by June 15th, if not sooner. In a message to customers, Slide Waters said they will be stepping up their efforts to make sure the park is as clean and as safe as possible ahead of the opening. Their plans are based on comments that Governor Jay Inslee made on Friday about phased reopening of businesses throughout the state. Phase 3 of Inslee's plan specifically referenced public pools, which would be allowed to operate at a 50% capacity. The date for Phase 3, however, is not clear. We don't 100% sure on that, but there you go. That is a look at the news at 19 minutes after the hour. Don't forget the news tonight with Grant Olson. Well, we have the handsome and debonair Eric Granstrom handling sports, and the even more handsome and more debonair Grant Olson in the anchor chair. And if you want to chip in and drop us a line, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, and boy, do you like to do that. We don't mind. Keep them coming. If you have a news tip, just want to drop us a line, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page, drop us a line via Facebook Messenger. That's a good thing as well. Or if you go to our website at ncwlife.com, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen. You can either just drop us a note or submit a news tip. We'd love to hear from you, our viewers, and you are really good about keeping in touch. Kudos to you. 20 minutes after the hour, but the only thing we have to talk about in the ever-widening world of sports is Seahawks football. And we'll do exactly that in 1 minute with sports. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hi, I'm Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett, and I urge all of you to stay home, stay healthy, and stay safe. Governor Inslee has asked all Washingtonians to stay home. That's the only way we are going to successfully fight the coronavirus. Uniformed officers won't ticket you, fine you, or arrest you for being on the roads. We want to educate you. You can help our community and the already thinly stretched healthcare professionals by staying home. I know that this community will do all it can to help get us through this pandemic. Thank you, and be well.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Let's talk about sports at 21 minutes after the hour. The Seahawks announcing the signing of 12 undrafted free agents on Monday, and they let 4 people go because they got to make room on the roster. The largest name released by Seattle, Naz Jones. He was a third-round selection back in 2017. He got his papers after playing in 20 games for the Seahawks in 3 years. Didn't play at all last year. He had a bad knee. He didn't play at all in the year 2019, and now he's a former Seahawk. The 12 additions include 2 defensive tackles, 2 running backs, 2 cornerbacks, 2 tight ends, 2 free safeties, a wide receiver, a defensive end, and a partridge in a pear tree, I believe. Along with Jones, also released Monday, running back Adam Choice, defensive tackle Shakir Soto, and linebacker Pito Taumapenu. They're all former Seahawks now. Seahawks and the NFL's 31 other teams. We'll find out their 2020 schedule. It will happen on Thursday. It's a 3-hour special on the NFL Network. It airs at 5 o'clock on Thursday called Schedule Release 20 Show. Can't wait for that. We know who they're going to play. We just don't know when they're going to play. The Seahawks, of course, will have a home and home series against their division opponents, so they'll take on the Rams, the Niners, and the Cardinals. They'll also face the NFC East and the AFC East this upcoming season. That means games with the Cowboys, the Giants, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Vikings. They're all at home. The road games, they'll be traveling to our nation's capital, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Miami, and Buffalo. The NFL still going ahead with a start date the weekend after Labor Day in September. A couple of important sports notes because I wasn't here yesterday. Of course, Don Shula, the winningest coach in the history of the National Football League, passing away yesterday at the age of 90. 347 wins in his 33-year head coaching career, 26 of which with the Miami Dolphins. And also Saturday, not only was it the 50th anniversary of the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, it was also the 18th anniversary of the day that Mike Cameron in beautiful Chicago, Illinois, had a day to remember.
The longest rain delay was at the beginning of the game. Over an hour, and that pitch is hit to deep center field. And Lofton goes back to the track, to the wall, makes a leap, and that ball will fly away. So Mike Cameron deposits one over the center field fence. And Big John Roush is being rocked, and he's asking for Mark Johnson, his catcher, to come out and meet with him. Home run, dead center field. Number 6 for Mike Cameron. And Cameron hits a fly ball to deep center field, and Lofton goes back to the track, the wall, and that's gone. So the Mariners get 2 home runs each in the first inning from Boone and from Mike Cameron. And we'll have to really head to the record book to see the last time that has happened in one inning. 2 members of one team hitting 2 home runs in an inning, and the Mariners have 10. Wow.
When you talk to scouts, that's one of the things that they look for, Dave, and that is, does a guy up there at the plate that they're scouting, does he hit strikes? Has he changed or expanded his strike zone?
And Cameron belts a ball to left field, and he has 3. He becomes only the 11th Mariner in history to hit 3 home runs in a game, and he has a long time to tie a Major League record of 4 home runs in a game. Mike Cameron with 3 home runs, and the Mariners with an 11-0 lead. And that pitch is hit to deep center field. Back goes Lofton to the track, to the wall. Cameron has done it. My, oh my! Mike Cameron becomes only the 5th man in Major League history to hit 4 home runs in 4 consecutive at-bats. And a standing ovation here in Chicago for Mike Cameron, a career night. And he's got a lot of time to stand all alone as a man with 5 home runs in a game. What a night for Mike Cameron.
You talk about a night to remember. Mike Cameron is having one I'll guarantee he'll remember the rest of his life.
This is a night they'll talk about for a long, long time all over baseball. The night that Mike Cameron crushed 4 home runs in 4 consecutive at-bats.
We missed Dave Niehaus. Believe it or not, he came up one more time late in the game and almost hit a 5th home run. It fell just short. I had a chance to meet Mike Cameron a number of years ago. Just a really nice guy, really cool guy. He paid me quite a bit of attention. I really couldn't deserve it, but anyway, it was cool. I remember that very well. Our sports schedule looks something like this. Our broadcast schedule starts tonight. Great games of our past series continues. We got Big Nine Wrestling, Wenatchee hosting Eastmont from December of 2017. Eric's dad, Dave, joined Mr. Grandstrom for the broadcast. You can see that at 7 o'clock tonight. Going back to the BCHL playoffs and that magical run for the Wenatchee Wild a couple of years ago. That'll be Hockey Night Thursday. Tune in at 7 o'clock for a thriller. It was an overtime game between Wenatchee and the Vernon Vipers. Apple Sox baseball Friday night at 6:30. That's from last July, in a game between the Sox and the Bellingham Bells. Saturday, we got girls basketball at 2 o'clock between Eastmont and Rogers of Puyallup. That one from the Town Toyota Center from 2017. That's followed at 6:30 on Saturday. Big Nine football from October of 2018 between the Wildcats and the Sunnyside Grizzlies. And those are just some of the games that people are not playing during the stay home, stay healthy days. It is 27 minutes after the hour. I had 6 different obscure holidays to choose from. Today is National Foster Care Day. Today is National Hoagie Day. Love me a good hoagie. Today is National Totally Chipotle Day. Not going to do that. National Cartoonists Day. National Astronaut Day. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But no, today is National Teachers Appreciation Day. It goes back to March of 1980. They would change it in 1985 to the first week in May would be National Teacher Appreciation Week, and the Tuesday of that week would be National Teacher Appreciation Day, and that's what we have here today. There are about 7 million teachers, give or take a couple, here in this country. The 7 million teachers, about 3 million teach at the elementary and middle school levels. I have a lot of educators in my family, and I've known a lot of educators in my life. Trust me, they worry about their kids when they're not at work. And they know that a lot of kids just simply don't have it that well, and that precious few hours that they get at school each day is really the highlight of their day. The teachers, the good ones, they really actually worry about their kids outside of school hours. Teachers remember you, and you should remember your teachers. If you're out and about and you see a teacher that had an impact on you, whatever it may be, thank them. As you might imagine, teachers are not in the profession for the money. We need to do something about that. And a very sobering statistic, 33% of all teachers leave teaching in the first 3 years after they begin their careers. 33% leave the profession of teaching during the first 3 years of their teaching career. 46% of teachers leave the profession within the first 5 years. That is not good. We love our teachers. Happy National Teacher Appreciation Day. This is as tough on them as it is on their students. 29 minutes after the hour. Today in history, 116 years ago today, if you add it all up, they've been playing Major League Baseball for well over a century, 150 years. They played something like 219,000 games, and in all that time, there have only been 23 official perfect games, and pitching against the Philadelphia Athletics at the Huntington Avenue grounds in Boston. Cy Young of the Boston Americans throws the perfect game, the first perfect game in the modern era of baseball. We consider the modern era of baseball is when the pitcher's mound was moved back to 60 feet 6 inches and raised up. That's when really the modern baseball game began, and Cy Young became the first ever to throw a perfect game on this date, 116 years ago today. 2 World War events happened on this date, 2 very different World War II events. It was on this date, May 5th, 1945, 75 years ago today. The only Americans killed on American soil during World War II as the result of an enemy attack happened when a group of 5 children and a woman on a Sunday picnic near Bly, Oregon, came across a Fugo balloon that had been floated down by the Japanese. Authorities figured it had been there for a couple of weeks, hadn't moved. One of the 5 children walked up to the balloon, said, "What's this?" The Army later discovered that the kid kicked the balloon exploded. All 5 children and the woman were killed. The only Americans killed on American soil during World War II as the result of an enemy attack. That is the memorial near the site where it happened. And also 75 years ago today, one of the strangest battles in World War II history. It was May 5th, 1945, the Battle of Kassel-Iter in Austria. On one side, Nazi Germany. Now remember, this is the very end of World War II, counting down to the final days. They had Nazi Germany on one side in the Battle of Kassel-Iter. On the other side, you had Americans. You had free French prisoners of war. You had members of the Austrian resistance and Nazi Germany. How did that happen? Yeah, it was the only time during the entire World War II in which Americans and Germans fought side by side. What happened was there was a group of Nazi soldiers who said, we're fighting to the end, Hitler's dead, but we're supposed to fight on and fight on and fight on. And there was another group of German soldiers who said, it's all over, we have no business doing this anymore. And so they went over there and helped the Americans and the Free French in the Battle of Kassel-Iter. It's hard to believe that the Germans and the Americans fought side by side in World War II, but it happened 75 years ago today. 59 years ago today, it took us a little while, but we finally got into space. Alan Shepard became the first American to travel into outer space. It was a suborbital flight. He wasn't up there very long. He was up, he was down. We did it. Soviets got there first, but hey, we got up there eventually. Alan Shepard went to space on May 5th, 1961. That's why today is Astronaut Day. He was our first. And May 5th, 1973, 47 years ago today, Secretariat wins the 99th Kentucky Derby in Louisville, Kentucky. To the footage we go.
Secretariat is in the center of the racetrack and driving. Jackie Green now drops back. Coming on a bit is Forgo, our native on the outside. Now and they're in the stretch. It's Secretariat. Secretariat on the outside to take the lead. Sham holding in second. It's Secretariat moving away. He has it by 2.5. Sham then on the outside, our native. At the wire it's going to be Secretariat. He wins it by 2 lengths. Sham is second. Our native third by an inch. Forgo is fourth. Restless Jet is fifth. And it looked like Navajo might have gotten up for sixth. Let's make the margin a little better, 2.25 lengths at the finish line. The winning time once again, 1:59 2/5, and that's a new Derby 1.25 record.
1:59 2/5. That record was set 47 years ago today and has not only never been broken, hasn't even come close. Secretariat making horse racing history on this date back in 1973. One birthday for you. Adele Laurie Blue Atkins is her name. You know her as Adele, the English singer-songwriter. Life is good for Adele. She's 32 years old, and in her very brief career, remember she's only been around for, 14 years as an international recording star. She has sold 120 million records. I know, I got a couple of them. I did my part. Happy birthday, Adele. A great singer and a great songwriter. Adele, 32 years old today. We're going to take a break. Mike Manotti's got an opinion. And I didn't talk about what we're going to air in the back half of the show. We're going to re-air the interview I did with a couple of local hairstylists to find out how they're doing during this stay home, stay healthy times that we're living in. We had a chance to talk to Jerry Bryant, and we had a chance to talk to Brad Houck. We taped these interviews on National Hairstyle Appreciation Day. It's good stuff. You'll find out how those two are doing and how the industry in and of itself is doing. When we come back, you watch Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley Tuesday edition on the NCWLIFE channel.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
File Boats and Motors is open for parts and service. Please phone ahead at 884-3558. Sales by appointment only. In these times, be assured Steinberg Law Firm is here to help. Essential services like personal injury, bankruptcy, or estate planning are available by phone or video conference. Call today for more information. At ReadyMedi, they have the exit strategy. They've started COVID-19 antibody serum testing. Call 888-6334 for more details and to reserve a kit for you.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
The Siren Song Winery and Restaurant is open daily with a variety of fresh food and wine options for curbside pickup and delivery. Order by phone or online at 888-4657 or at sirensongwines.com. Tipsy Canyon Winery remains open for wine sales and wine club pickup 7 days a week. See for yourself the most talked about view in the valley and pick up your favorite vintage to take home today. Succession Wines is in full production and open for wine sales Tuesday through Saturday from noon until 4. Check out the latest releases and get wine club information today. See why Succession is the one to watch.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, one of the many suggestions being kicked around to deter school shootings is improved mental health services. Well, I agree with that concept, that better identification of potential shooting perpetrators and the application of directed and subjective services to such individuals is definitely a step in the right direction. However, as with all suggestions to deter school shootings, better mental health services is a limited answer, as mental health counseling is only effective if the individual receiving the services wants to be helped. The old joke comes to mind. How many counselors does it take to change somebody? Or how does to change a light bulb is what I mean. Well, only one, but the light bulb has to want to be changed. I messed up that joke. Hey, but this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Stu Freed here from Confluence Health. You know, we're fortunate not to have thousands of new coronavirus cases here each day. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to keep it that way. If you're not following stay at home and stay safe mandates, wake up. This is the only way to protect our community. Our healthcare workers' safety and well-being are in your hands. These men and women are on the front lines and need your help. We don't have a vaccine. There is no medicine. All we have is each other.
In these challenging times, take comfort. Bear Foods is open and ready to help. Take care of your health with our extensive selection of supplements and wellness solutions. Take care of your diet with bulk foods, fresh vegetables, and fruits. Take care of your home with environmentally conscious cleaning supplies and personal care products. We are here to help you take care of everything at Bear Foods, the good food store, conveniently located in downtown Chelan.
Badger Mountain Brewing is proud to announce the grand opening of our new kitchen. Come try out our new menu featuring fabulous steaks, prime rib, gourmet burgers, and seafood grilled up by experienced meat master Chef Galen Goodman. To complement your mouth-watering meal, Badger Mountain Brewing features 14 in-house crafted beers, an alcohol-free root beer infused with 11 different herbs and spices, 3 different ciders, and a great wine selection. Don't miss out on the best meats and the best brews down at Badger Mountain Brewing, located at 1 Orondo Avenue across the tracks from the Pybus Market.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee. I am Dan Kuntz. On April 30th, it was National Appreciate Your Hairdresser Day, and I appreciate my hairdresser, and certainly Megan, my producer, appreciates her hairdresser, even though we can't get our hairs dressed or cut or styled or fixed or whatever the case may be. And so we're going to talk today to a couple of local hairdressers who unfortunately have to do this with their thumbs until the governor lifts the stay home, stay healthy order. Jerry, introduce yourself to our television family, please.
Well, hi there. I'm Jerry Bryant, hairdresser, cosmetologist, and tattoo artist in Wenatchee, and I've been doing that for 40 years. Still going at it. Yep,
Wow, so you started when you were like 6.
That's what I was going to tell you. Beat me to the punch.
So first things first, Jerry, first of all, thank you for doing this. Second of all, how you holding up? It's been 8 weeks since you've been able to work, essentially.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like 8 weeks, sometimes not. For me personally, we've had a lot going on in our lives aside from my career. Brand new baby, actually 2 this last year, and one was born a week after the closure. So that's been really cool to keep us extra busy. Our family, my children and my husband, we're all here locally, and that's such a beautiful blessing, checking on each other. But we've really stayed our distance. We've been very, very careful. So how am I holding up? I'm a hard one to stay home. I've been getting in trouble from the family, but I do very, very good with gloves and mask and all, and just try to only get my coffee and come home. Yeah, that's not true. But anyhow, my decision here while I was home, about week 2, 3, I decided to maybe move salons, and I'm moving back into my home. I had done that 10 years ago, and we raised our children 13 years in a home salon. But at 40 years, I've been out and managed and done quite a few different things. So anyhow, I'm really looking forward to that. I'll be able to have the one-on-one with my clients again, and I'm also involved in a color company that is all organic, so I'll be chemical-free in my salon. And that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to open. Hanging in there.
What do you hear from your clients? Are they calling you? Are they texting you? Are they emailing you? Please, Jerry, do something with my hair. I can't handle this anymore.
Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. I have the most wonderful clients. I just don't have any. I don't know where all the rest of them go, but anyhow, I do. I have awesome clients. And many of them have been with me for over the years. I do online booking. So I went ahead and shot out a email and text personally to each client. And then I did an update on that. And now I was just waiting just to tell Governor Talks on Friday to shoot another one out. Know that we're not getting a specific date, but I don't want them guessing too much anymore. So the clients, a couple have texted me. I've had questions about, could you mix up my color and drop it off? Some style, we're kind of getting away from it, but some owners and stylists have done that. I choose not to. It's probably not the best idea in the world to do such a thing, because, you know, it is a chemical when they're doing that, so it can be dangerous. Anyway, and suggestions on box color, we call it, when you buy it at the store. I recommend not to do that, but at the same time, if they do choose to do that with maybe some higher quality product, we can fix it. If you're a seasoned stylist, colorist, we can fix it. It just might cost them a little bit more money. So, you know, the client can embrace themselves and maybe reinvent. We want to color. We're going to get back into color, and color seems to be the one, I should say, that I hear the most about. And it doesn't make gals feel very pretty if they see something new growth or dark roots when they're a little bit on the younger side of life. The guys, for work, it seems to be very acceptable because everyone has their hair a little bit longer. And Brad, your cut is growing out really quite well on Dan, I might say.
Yeah, well, she mentioned Brad. We'll be talking to Brad Houck, who cuts my hair also this morning. Jerry, let me ask you this while I have you here. I did a little homework about you. You were very well respected in the hairstylist community here in North Central Washington. What do you hear from your professional cohorts, your other the other people who do what you do for a living? How are they holding up?
Quite a bit of fear. A little disgruntled with their unemployment not coming through. Just now read a few on my Facebook. There's quite a few groups that I belong to. There's even one local that the fear, the disappointment that it is taking this long. So the SBA, that, you know, it's a problem in itself, but I always explore, so I do think there's some other options for us. Many people, too, there is no income. Because, again, when we're not behind the chair, there's nothing. So just trying. I've a lot of fear, and then the what ifs. Many are starting to purchase their products that they need now, which would be things we never needed before: your gloves, your masks, and even new extra capes. So we've got our sources for that, and we just don't know where that money's going to come from, but we'll do. We're checking it out.
A couple more questions for you, Jerry, then I'll cut you loose. What do you miss the most about not being able to go out and style and cut and color hair? What do you miss the most of it over the last 7-8 weeks?
Just having that opportunity to see how the clients are doing, how their lives are going. And it's when you're a hair designer, you become close when, I guess I refer this as a book I read many years ago as The Power of Touch. As soon as you do that, the client, you're taking care of them. So I really miss the caregiving portion of it. I really, really do. And sure, the artistry. We're watching a lot of videos, classes, doing some mentoring, and with that, as soon as you see another platform artist holding your shears on the screen, I'm holding my hands differently because I'm learning a new way, and I need some hair. So, there's been cute and funny things. Some hairdressers like, I'm going to color my dog, But yeah.
Well, Jerry, first of all, I want to wish you the very best of luck. I hope you get to go back to work real soon. I'm speaking not only on behalf of myself, but my producer, Megan, who misses you a great deal.
She has amazing hair.
Yeah, she does have amazing hair. A lot nicer hair than I do, but I'm catching up lengthwise to Megan's hair as this keeps up anymore. Jerry, again, thanks for taking time out and visiting us here on the day after National Hairdresser Appreciation Day. Hang in there, and trust me, as soon as you be able to go back to work and they lift the stay home, stay healthy order and you can go back to work, I think Megan will be the first one in your chair. Trust me on that.
Atta girl. Atta girl.
Jerry, thanks for visiting, okay?
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye now.
The Meat Shop in Chelan has all the meats, homemade side dishes, sauces, and rubs you need. And after a brief break for a new baby, the Meat Shop will return to regular hours in beautiful downtown Chelan. Deepwater Home Electronics is open on modified hours to serve our community. Verizon phone services, computer repair, installations, and service calls help you stay connected while you are social distancing. Chelan Cellars and Sorrento's Restaurante look forward to seeing you after they're able to open up again. In the meantime, you can share in their award-winning wines by visiting or giving them a call.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 6th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tabor.
I'm Mike. And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We just had a lovely conversation with Jerry, who happens to be the person in charge of my producer Megan's hair. And now we talk to the guy who's in charge of my hair. He's been cutting my hair, Brad Halcast, for 30... How long have you had your license, Brad?
Oh, boy, since 1984.
So you've been cutting my hair for 36 years, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Brad Halk is joining me, and just like Jerry, who we just talked to, Brad has had nothing to do for nearly 8 weeks now since the governor's stay home, stay healthy order was handed down. The first question I asked Jerry will be the first question I'm going to ask you, Brad. How you holding up over the last 7-8 weeks? How you been?
Well, I'm doing pretty good overall. I, keeping busy with the house stuff and, just trying to keep things working. My house is starting to look like a garden, a traditional gardens. But we're doing pretty good. A lot of house projects going on. So thank God Lowe's has been open. Should have bought a little stock in Lowe's.
Yeah,
so
really.
That would have been nice.
You grew a beard, buddy.
Yeah, I decided to quit shaving for a while and see how it looked. Doesn't look good, but we'll probably get all smooth again when I go back to work.
So what do you hear from, speaking of going back to work, do you have any inside scuttlebutt? What do you hear from your fellow professional hairstylists about getting able to get back behind the chair again?
Some people are really antsy. Of course, they want to, and that's a good question. I've had people that don't know, they're not very connected, so that makes it hard on them. So they've contacted me and asked me if I could relay them information that they may not know, which is not a lot. I just pretty much listening to what the governor says and working with that. So that's basically how that works. I'm connected, through the news and stuff. So that's about all I really know.
Who said, Brad, you got to cut my hair. I'll come to your house if necessary. Have you had people trying to work their way around the governor's orders?
Oh, yes. It started from the very beginning. And, unfortunately, I have to say no. It's like we're here. It defeats the purpose. It keeps it so that, it just doesn't make any sense to be off work and then traipse all over the place, try to help other people. It's like, just hang in there, we'll get to you, and we're all in this again, we're all in this together. So I'm doing my part and abstaining from working, which, I've been self-employed since I got out of high school. So it's really hard to walk away from what you'd call the only way you make money. It's the only way I know how to make money. So it's you just mentally got to make yourself do that. I've had good days and I've had bad days. Yesterday I didn't feel so good about things, and today I feel pretty good. So yesterday was a little down. I think we all have
your friend Jerry expressed some frustration with the Small Business Administration getting some relief funds, getting unemployment, that kind of stuff. How you, as you work your way through the government machinery, how's that working out for you?
That's been difficult for me. I don't hear anything from like unemployment, for instance, when they give the provision for us self-employed hairstylists, even, or contractors, you could call it. It's not real clear. I've never had to go through the unemployment office, so I don't really know. I was filling things out right, so you don't really know. So yesterday I did a little media thing and learned a few things and went back, double checked a couple things and made sure I did them right. And I still don't know if I'm getting unemployment yet, but we'll find out as time goes on. So we're just waiting it out.
As a point of reference, I looked this up. The last time you and I saw each other when you cut my hair was on February 11th. This is why I'm dealing with this, Brad. This is about as long as my hair has ever been. For people who are, I'm loyal to you. You know that. I'm not going to get my hair cut, or I'm not going to do it myself until you're ready to come in and sit behind the chair and we can catch up and visit and you can cut my hair. What kind of tips do you have for guys like me, and I'm talking about guys, not gals, to keep their hair somewhat cohesive until they can go see a professional like you?
Well, I tell people just stick to the edges, let the interior part leave that to the pros, because that's when you can really do some, you heard the old adage that said the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut's 2 weeks. But once you start digging into the interior part of the hair, it gets ugly, and it stays ugly for more than 2 weeks. So it takes a pro to work you out of that. That can take 2 or 3 haircuts sometimes if you start digging into the overall depth of the hair. So it's best just to stick to the edges, so to speak.
I'm not going to lie to you, Brad. I miss you. I miss catching up. I miss talking golf. I miss talking music with you. I can't wait to see you again.
Yes.
Can I guarantee to be first in line when you're back open for business?
Everybody wants to be first in line. So, typically, people like to have that 3 o'clock appointment, because that's the garden. Some people are wrapping their day up. And that's when the school gets out, 3:30. Those are the garden appointments. But in this case, of course, the number 1, first appointment available, is what I probably should have sent out a lottery for that or something. maybe auction that off. And,
one last question with you, Brad. Then I'm going to cut you loose. I'll let you get back to tending your garden. One more question, because I asked Jerry the same question. What do you miss the most about being a professional hairstylist? What do you miss? What's really been what do you ache about over the last 7-8 weeks about not being able to go to work?
It's the social part, it's the people. That's what it's all about. It's hard to be home. My wife, she's working from home, so I kind of leave her alone in her office. And then, of course, she gets done working. It's like, hey, what's going on? Well, she needs downtime. And it's like, so you kind of try to find time to do things, the best you can socially. So, thank God the internet's still working. I got friends all over the internet. So that's always, cool. But it's all about the people for me. So it's the communication and the camaraderie,
That, Bradley. I miss you, buddy. Can't wait to see you again. Hang in there. If you need any help from me, Brad, you know where to find me, all right?
We're hanging in there. Everything's cool for now.
And don't 86 the beard. I kind of like it. It makes you look like Santa Claus's younger brother, It's
pretty wild there.
I like it. Keep it for a while, man.
Yeah, we'll see. What was that? Can't think of his name. Cousin Eddie, I guess, comes on.
Bradley, it's great to see you, my friend. I'll be in touch. And again, the sooner I see you, the better off everybody will be, all right?
Yep, gearing up. Everything's going to be all clean, ship shape, ready to go, and we're ready to roll. So
I can't wait to see you, Brad. Take care, my friend. I'll be in touch.
Thank you.
See you, bud.
See you now. Bye.
Why run all over town when you can get the financial services you need under one roof? The location is 521 Chelan Street right here in Wenatchee. Accounting solutions for success. Insurance from trusted choices. Real estate, the power of the edge. Personal, professional, preferable. It's all right here. Get the edge on your financial needs. Now available in Chelan as well. Get more information at augustedge.com.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
All right, about ready to cut you loose and let you go out and tackle this Cinco de Mayo, this 5th day of May, this Tuesday. Let's go ahead and take a look at those slides one more time for the National Weather Service. It's all about what's coming up, not what's happening today. First of all, going to be a little on the rainy side tomorrow morning. Wednesday morning, we're going to have just some scattering of rain. The lee of the Cascades is going to keep us fairly dry, but we cannot rule out some much needed rain on Wednesday morning. Pretty widespread precipitation. We're not going to get as much rain as other places in eastern Washington. Then Wednesday afternoon, the rain goes away, the sun comes out, and here comes the wind. Significant wind gusts expected tomorrow afternoon. As you can see for the Wenatchee Valley, 40 to 45 miles an hour. The Waterville Plateau, gusts near 50 miles an hour, and we can't rule out some blowing dust out there in the Moses Lake area, especially near those recently plowed fields. It's a possibility. So very windy tomorrow. That's your wind gust forecast, not your sustained wind. It's still going to be pretty windy. And then we're in for a beautiful weekend. Warm and dry, lots of sunshine. We're going to be in the 80s by Saturday and Sunday. Warm and dry. Bring it on. Real quickly, here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Again, for today, not bad. Mixture of clouds and sun will top off at about 75. We get the whole bag on Wednesday. Rain tomorrow morning. Very windy tomorrow afternoon. Sustained winds in the 30-mile-an-hour range. Gusts near 45 on Wednesday afternoon. The wind dies down Wednesday night. Beautiful on Thursday. Gorgeous on Friday. Sunny and warm Saturday and Sunday. I hope my air conditioning works. I haven't had it on for quite some time. Everybody have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.